You should note these pretenders or religious guides, as they are called, are nothing but stage actors. Suitable scripts or stories are composed according to their choice, and some role characters are there for rehearsal. Thereafter, the show is arranged on the stage. The actors and the spectators are equally aware that the display is a mere show and not based on fact or truth. Here the same thing is happening before our eyes in the realm of religion, but the style is quite the contrary. Usually, people who come to the pretenders or self-made gurus are made to believe that they descended from their heavenly abode only for the sake of their devotees and will return to their own place in the upper region, leaving aside all allurements of self-interest. As very revered religious preceptors, they initiate the faithful folk who approach them for salvation to different types of prayers, continuously reciting esoteric words by way of penance. Credulous followers accept all such instruction as inviolable gospels. In fact, these are all make-believe show of pushing the counterfeit to be the genuine for acceptance and practice in life. This is like a game of tricks played by these so-called upholders of the faith with the objective of winning the confidence of their devotees and thereby extract their money and material as much as possible, assuring heavenly peace and salvation. Such heinous acts are rampantly performed by the cunning lot to exploit others and extract the booty, a lot of wealth in no time. I give an example how fake certificates are used by the impostors and get married to the daughter of a very well-to-do parents by convincing them that he enjoys high social status. But such willful tricks do not play for long, and the truth comes out in time, and the real fact is exposed before long. Such unholy practices are going on in the domain of religious rituals also. Faith is used as net traps to capture the unsuspecting faithfuls, to acquire material gains from them. I am in this line for a long time now, and as such, I am fully aware of these intricacies of such practices adopted by the unscrupulous practitioners of spiritualism. I hate all such nefarious pursuits. I am continuing my fight against such objectionable usage in the realm of religious faith, even when I am the undisputed leader of 70 to 80 lakhs of own disciples. From my younger days, I am fighting against the anarchy in this area of activities relating to faith and religion, and suffered oppression by the conspirators who became afraid to face my challenge. Facing such odds and attacks, I stick to my principle. I never compromise my ideal for petty gains like many others. That is continuing even now. I work for the benefit of disciples and followers, and that is the area of priority in my action plan. But those unscrupulous groups are always busy to solidify their temples and monasteries by raising funds indiscriminately from the unsuspecting general public. I go by the Vedas. I get guidelines from the Vedic lessons relating more to this worldly life than mere abstract morals. I am convinced that the Vedic definition of religion embraces all three basic human instincts. 1. Holy, pure, and godly thought and work. 2. The realistic view of the worldly life or the realities endowed with physical and mental strength of self-confidence and prowess. 3. Inferior instinct of morbidity, aversion to hard work, and a state of frustration. Now, there are attempts all round to magnify the number one instinct of godliness and purity in thought and practice as the sole way of deliverance, ignoring the other two instincts, as if those are incompatible to religion. I think their concept is entirely wrong, for, according to the Vedas, the religion of humankind evolved on the combination of all these three mental and physical instincts. The realities of worldly life are focused in religion proper. This may sound political to many of you, but we cannot avoid this. The Vedic quest of the origin of life and destination, although apparently sounds abstract and indefinite, still the Vedas deal perfectly well with the realities of life. So let us now confine ourselves to the existing realities, problems, and shortfalls in the society or the country as a whole, and unitedly try for the upliftment of the suffering people, removing poverty and curing their ailments. Food for all, equal rights and opportunities for all. That's what the Vedas taught us. Such assertions are likely to be interpreted in terms of political, social, and on some such other mundane lines of thought, but I am sure these are based on true human religion. I feel there will be sheer waste of time if we engage ourselves to imaginary issues concerning divinity and spiritualism. Religion will tell us to concentrate on the living issues of life here and now, and join hands for the resurgence of human values and for the eradication of the problems of poverty and hunger and all other hurdles and obstructions on the way to progress and perfection of people, high and low, in our present-day society. It is now our duty to save the society from disintegration owing to misrule and inequality. That is the central point of religion as enunciated in the Vedic annals and other related scriptures. It is imperative for everyone in the society to think and strive for the improvement of the living condition, thereby leading to a broader area of development, physical and moral, and all other pragmatic issues dominating over our life, social, political, moral, ethical, and spiritual. Man's future progress, development, and welfare depend on man's own energy, thought, determination, and devotion. That is the lesson coming down to us from the time of the Holy Vedas. Discipline, equality, peace, and development are the key words of the Vedas. Discrimination will create social indiscipline, disputes and dissensions, groupism and communalism. Disorder, disharmony, or deprivation may arrive at intervals, but these are required to be leveled down by adopting corrective measures, so that an atmosphere of peace and tranquility may prevail in the society for achieving horizontal progress. True religion is at the core of such thoughts, not politics as such, because that view is prone to denigrate the basics of human upliftment and the enhancement of their dignity. There must be some significance in religious rite offerings, worship of deities in the form of clay models, and carving endless rituals prescribed and recommended by the holy Vedas for respectful observation and implementation. The relevance of these is not far to seek, while on the other hand, ceremonials generate inspiration and moral strength in the minds of the people for rendering some service for the betterment of the society. On the other hand, for the removal of all disturbing elements, indiscipline, and discrimination between the high and low, and curing the society of evil and social injustice. The Vedic message is very clear. We are to take up arms against demons and evil spirits dominating over the society. The idols we worship signify the truth underlying the human relation, motivation, and a positive approach for reconstruction, and necessarily a planning for the transformation of the society to a clean and disciplined institution free from corruption. This may sound like a political talk to many of you, but I think such ideas should not be berated merely giving it a political color. All what I have said are essentially the versions of Vedic lessons. A good many of us regard Lord Krishna and Lord Rama as divine figures. What are their objectives to fulfill in their human appearance? Both of them fought against mischief makers and rogues. In the case of Lord Rama, it was the demon Ravana who had kidnapped Sita. So we find Lord Rama rescued Sita by killing Ravana in an open fight and thereby upholding eternal justice. Same was the case with Lord Krishna, who advised the Pandavas to challenge the Kauravas, who had usurped the empire virtually belonging to the Pandavas. Krishna had to motivate Arjuna to take up arms against the opponent Kauravas, although Arjuna was in a fix to fight or not against his dear and near relatives assembled in the battlefield before him. So we find the Vedic principle and policy to fight against the perpetrators of mischief and injustice and demolish such elements. In both cases, where issues had to be settled in the battlefield for the victory of natural justice and truth. Although these great events smack of politics as it is defined today, but looking deep, we find that they observe and fulfill the essential codes of the holy Vedas. I also try to proceed the same way by observing the quintessence of the Vedic teaching, and that is the religious aspect of the discourses. The evolution of the social order, starting from the true Vedic spirit to its distorted version, and the confusion ahead of us, there are my themes. This may appear somewhat political, yet this is my original line of thought, because I am rooted in the Vedas. I am not the person to misguide the people by unreal shows or the spectacular display of jugglery and illusion, posing myself as a Superman. I hate such ideas, but unfortunately, that is what people are doing today to exploit simple-minded devotees. I must stop these. From my early boyhood, this is my attitude, to protest and expose those counterfeit agents offering religious advances. I have had to face stiff opposition and obstruction from the coterie of the opponent camp, but I have never faltered and changed my line of work in spite of blackmailing and infamy. Nothing could stop me in my avowed task of chastising misguided sections of the society. I always stand firm on the Vedic principles, and that is bound to create some positive impact on those who have a little bit of common sense and social commitment. My words and advice inspire and activate the faithfuls, as well as the unfaithfuls, to arise and engage themselves in the interest of community benefit. Today, the social order is in total disarray. Wave after wave of unlawful activities, injustice, torture continue to attack us, but there is no protest from any quarter, and due to lack of any counteraction, no remedy or rescue is in sight. But in earlier times, people would not tolerate such antisocial elements and used to jump upon them to retaliate. We may have retained, even now, the same energy and strength which we must apply for the destruction of the demonic forces, so that the true social order may be established again. The books of Vedas are open before us, and we can easily take primary lessons for life and living. The Vedic Testament evolved from nature herself, and is firmly based on realities. Throughout my life, my views and my aim and objective have been to develop a good social order, which must be very practical and not imaginary. Many people smell foul in this, mistaking all my talk and assertion as if I was digressing into politics. But they are not at fault, because all around us, many such things are happening, fake and unreal. In reference to the Vedas, I should ask you to remain firmly attached to the realities and the practical aspects of life, and reject whatever is preached that prove to be illusory and unreal. You should forsake all that is abstract and unreal, and stay put in the realities of worldly life as pronounced by the Vedas. Only that can lead you to material success, for which you are striving hard.